morning, everybody. We're sitting here, coffee with the critters. I'm back in Ohio. Hey, Pat and Sharon. Good morning, everybody. Hey, David. So, sitting here with Rico. Thank you. Rico's gonna be 13 years old here. Whoa, what was that? In a couple of months. What do you think, Rico? Thank you, guys. Let me turn the camera around real quick. Hey guys, so yeah, I'm back from Key West. I was trying to remember if I did a coffee with the critters last week, and I think I went live real quick from my balcony. And when I started this live stream this morning, good morning, Crystal, good morning, Susan. When I started this live stream this morning, it asked for my location, and it asked if I was in Key West, and I was like, unfortunately, no, I'm not. Good morning, Jeannie. So I'm out here this morning with a couple different critters because I want to talk about enrichment, and you guys know that I have something. I know she always gets started and gets going when I talk. So I'm going to show you how enrichment will change that. Good morning, Mano. So before I get started, good morning, everybody. My name's Lara Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We are an international educational center teaching people about animal behavior through our online classes, in live streams, using applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement. So let me just go ahead and start with, because I have a toy for her, Suki. Because I know when I get my live stream started, good morning, Michelle. I know when I get my live stream started, the sound of my voice gets Suki going. So let me talk about how enrichment can change that. And then, that was a new one. Let me talk about how enrichment can change that, and how to determine what type of enrichment for what type of animal. Hi. And how to shape it. I know, good morning. Yeah, I think it was last Sunday I was sitting at Nancy's Secret Garden in Key West. Hi. And anyways, a lot of our live streams in our different projects we're gonna start diving deep into enrichment. We just did an enrichment, I think it was in level 2. We just did an enrichment live stream for Kronos the Crow. Let me point some things out because I want to show you a behavior. Watch this behavior with Snow. Okay, so I'm still trying to identify some things with Snow. Snow is our deaf and blind dog. She wants to go outside. She wants to go out, and I'm going to let her out. But I want to show you how we can change some of those behaviors with enrichment as well. Hi! So what I'm doing right here is I'm training Rico. This is one of his stations. And he knows if he says hi, he's supposed to get some type of reinforcer. We do this with all the volunteers that come in here. Anybody that's new, because Rico tends to like to attack new people, because they're a nice new form of enrichment for him. Hi. So what we do when new people come in, we have them sit right here. We don't get a lot of new volunteers because we don't have a very high turnover here whatsoever. That's because we try to make this place as positive as possible. and fun and educational for everybody that's here. But when a new person comes in, that new person is a form of enrichment for Rico, and it could teach Rico to do desirable things, what I consider desirable or undesirable. So what we do is we have the person sit right here, make enrichment, and we have them, every time Rico says hi, they have to interact with him somehow. Good morning, Kim. Hi. Rico is our off contact. Bird here are one of our off contact animals. But just because an animal's off contact does not mean you still cannot train that animal or that animal still needs enrichment. Good. So a lot of times, I don't know if Pat's on here this morning, but a lot of times, hi, I'm not going to be able to say anything. A lot of times with your off-contact animals, meaning you cannot touch them for whatever reason, maybe the animal's too nervous or maybe the animal's too dangerous to touch. A lot of times when I start working with an animal, snow has been out all morning. Anyways, a lot of times when I first start working with an off-contact animal through training, through training, the type of training I do, it usually moves to protective contact. And many times that protective contact will not move to full contact because I just can't, because it's too dangerous. But that's why studies show that if you're actually using positive reinforcement training, it is the animal's preferred form of enrichment. Hi. But we can't be training all the time. I mean, that's the only reason I train. Good morning, Nancy. There's Nancy Forrester. Surrounded with Cuban coffee and feathered critters. I wish I would have brought home some coffee last weekend. That's my enrichment. But what I was going to say, studies show that if you're actually using positive reinforcement training, it is the animal's preferred form of enrichment. The reason I train is for that. That is the reason I train. And also because I enjoy having that interaction and relationship with animals. Training is the best form of communication. Hi. I have found I enrich animals and provide enrichment for animals because I love to empower animals. Obviously, even though they're animals here, large cages, large areas to run, fly, play, those areas can get stagnant really fast. So I am definitely paying attention to Suki screaming or not, barking or not barking in the background. So anyways, through this type of training, this is enrichment for Rico. Through this type of training with new people that come here, volunteers, anybody that wants to work with Rico, you have to sign a release form. But people here are now starting to touch and interact with Rico. Hi. Even though I am his preferred person, I always watch his body language. There's things I will ask him to do before I put my fingers in close proximity. People can label an animal as unpredictable. Be careful with those labels. Because could I label Rico as unpredictable? Oh yeah, yes. So with an hi. See how this is working? Shaping a station? Because even my movement, if I start moving and getting really animated, which I tend to do, I start getting really excited and I talk with my hands, boom, behaviors will change in here really fast with the mammals and the birds. But I know I can control those antecedents, keep them, if I can keep those antecedents under control, I can have better control over the environment and the animal's behavior.
What are you thinking, Rocky Joseph?
I hope that makes sense. But anyways, Rico could be labeled as unpredictable. First time watching, good morning, Haley, and welcome. Good morning, Jody.
What do you think, Rock?
Tickle, tickle. So anyways, with an animal that can be labeled as unpredictable,
That's right, Rock.
so my voice is starting to change, you'll see behavior starting to change in here.
Tickle, tickle.
With an animal that's labeled unpredictable, there's certain things I will do. I think, Nancy, we were talking about this last week when I was down there with you. You asked if I target train, and yes, we all target train. We probably don't realize we're doing it. Peekaboo! But when you ask a dog to sit, that's a target. You're asking it to place its rear end on the ground. You're targeting its butt to the ground. Peekaboo! With an animal that's labeled unpredictable, I will try to get, hey Michelle, predictable behaviors. So before I will enter Rico's cage, peekaboo, he has to come down to right about this level, maybe right above my head. And that reason is because once in a while, if you walk in and he's up high, he does tend to fly down. And he'll get overstimulated, and overstimulation can easily lead to a bite. But certain things I do with Rico, I will ask him to turn around, and if he doesn't, it's fine. I just don't walk in your cage. But let me, I got several different things I want to talk to you guys about with enrichment today. That's Rocky. Hi. And with me being gone, I was gone for 8 days. Good morning, Christy. First time watching. You've heard a lot of great things about my training. Oh, thanks. Well, welcome. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about enrichment. We were just talking about training as enrichment. So with Rico, I'm shaping a station with Rico. I'm not shaping it. He already knows it. But I've had it... Well, who told you that? What do you think, Rock? Rocky talks like Charlie Brown. So that's a behavior I do want to... Let's get going on some enrichment. So I've tried to keep this on a continuous schedule of reinforcement. I don't think that one's going to go away very fast. So, anyways, I want to talk about a couple of different things. I want to talk about, see this behavior here with snow. That's not that, snow's been out for a couple of hours. This is her wanting to go out and run and play. I'm going to talk about some behaviors with her. Let me make sure I have Milo. Hi, in the training room. Bear with me, guys, bear with me. I'm not sure where Milo is, but let me go ahead and show you something here with Suki. So I'm not having a problem with Suki barking this morning. So let's go see what she is doing. Hi, Rico. Rico's still here on his station, expecting training to continue. let me show you some things with Suki. I'm going to work with the parrots a little bit. I mean, we really focus a lot. We really focus a lot on enrichment here. And I tend to focus... I focus on everybody, but the parrots get the majority of it. And the reason is because they're the most complex creatures we have here. But I wanted to show you. Hi, Rico. Here's Suki. She just heard me. She's sitting. She's probably going to fly up here. Yep. So, hey, Barbara. So here's Suki, and here's a toy that was made for her. Set this down. This is a toy that was made for her while I was still on vacation. I'm pretty sure this was made by Crystal Phelps. I can tell. I know her style of enrichment. Thanks, guys, for sharing this live stream. I appreciate it. Enrichment is super important, and I want to talk about several different things. But I want to put this in Suki's cage. Now I haven't, that's snow hitting the tripod. I haven't been in Suki's cage for several weeks. I don't need to be. Other volunteers can get in. I've been gone for 8 days, so I'm not going to walk in her enclosure because I'm not sure what she's going to do. So I'm going to ask her to go to her station, which is over here, and then I'm going to attempt to give her this toy. And then when I give an animal a piece of enrichment, I focus on what, hi, sweetie. What are you doing? Everybody's watching you. I focus on what part of the enrichment are they interested in. So let me just put this in here, but I gotta be careful. You go to your perch. Good. See if I can take you with me without getting myself hurt. So I'm going to focus on what is she focusing on. So she's tearing apart the straws because we have pine nuts shoved down in the straws. What? What do you think? So she just got her first pine nut, and she's going for more. I know she loves these. But I was saving this. I was saving this toy for this morning's Coffee with the Critters, so I could show you. Those of you that watch my live streams know that every Sunday morning she's usually barking when she hears my voice. I need to hang this for you, sweetie, okay? Let's hang this. Not right there. Okay, so the importance in this, not that it, I mean, don't focus that this is a parrot, focus that this is an animal, this is enrichment, behavior is happening, behavior is changing. If you want to replace a behavior, or if you want to change a behavior, you better give the animal another replacement behavior, a behavior that's going to replace the behavior you want to change. Because in order for a behavior to change, you have to replace it with another one. Or the animal has to replace it with another one. So if I don't want her barking during my live stream, let's replace that with another behavior. So she's in here foraging, and she's not my concern today. It's Rocky. Let's go ahead and move to the other room. Hang on. Let's move to the other room. I just want to make sure Milo is not out here. Milo. There he is. we're gonna head in here to the, we used to call it the training room. Now it's the enrichment room. But I'm gonna show you some behaviors with, come on out. This is a behavior I have a concern with snow. And we're gonna focus on some snow enrichment this week. As she does a lot of, I don't want to see the tail chasing and the spinning, and that's hard. It's hard because she resorts to it quite a bit. And here she's starting to do the one that I want to change. Is she takes off running repetitively, back and forth, and she'll keep doing it until her tongue hangs out. So I want to give her a job to do. Well, you know what, Brianna, maybe this live stream could help them. But there's a lot of, like I've shown you before, this place is huge. It's 10,000 square feet, but this is 10,000 square feet that can get boring really fast if we don't keep that enrichment changing. So just because an animal has a large enclosure doesn't necessarily mean that should be the only form of enrichment. Coming in, Milo. Coming in. Sorry. Because large spaces can get very boring very fast. And that's why out here we will sometimes change perches, move location of plants, because as a bird is flying through, there's a new object. Now they have to fly around it, swim around it, run around it. So that's why, like I said, just because the environment is large, it can get stagnant very fast. So over here is one of our enrichment bins. And I want to get something for Rocky. So we will keep toys, smaller pieces that we can just quickly grab and add to a larger toy. This whole room looks like a mess, but it's full of enrichment. It's full of enrichment. This is now our enrichment room. But Barbara, if you're still on here, I don't make much of the enrichment anymore. The volunteers here do, and they do a fabulous job of it. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. So here's something easy, but this would be for parrots or birds, maybe smaller animals. The Chinese finger traps, we use these, and then we will stuff them with crinkle paper. We'll put food inside of here. This might be something as well for the vulture. I'm going to show you a couple of different types of enrichment for different animals. And Milo is at my feet. Why? Because he knows when they're in here making enrichment, there's usually food involved. So we may stuff pine nuts, different types of food inside of here for a few of the different animals. But I want to show you, like you'll see we have laying around different foraging toys. We've got the Foobler over there that we use quite a bit. That's a time release. You can set the setting inside the Foobler. It drops a chamber of food and it dings. So there's the conditioned reinforcer. The animal hears the ding, goes running after the ball. That's a way to feed your mammals their breakfast, and it could take up to 2 hours. So we do use that quite a bit here. But a lot of, like we were just talking yesterday, in one of the projects we went live with a behavior consultation. Behavior isn't easy, so we can't expect enrichment to be easy. Behavior's always changing, so your enrichment should always be changing. Like I said, that enrichment can get boring really fast. So I know I'm coming back in here into the bird room, so I know the potential of it getting loud is likely. Right, Rico? What? So I just put my glasses on. Behavior changed. But just something simple like this, I don't walk out here and expect any animal to be fine with this on my face. So I am in the process of shaping my Rico's comfort level with me having my glasses on. You want to come down here? Come here. Come down to your station. So what I'll do, a couple pine nuts. Barbara, this is one of the toys we were talking about yesterday in the behavior consult. But like I was saying, it's easy for us to get stuck in routines. We were talking about this yesterday. When you get stuck in routines, you'll likely see behavior issues. That's why I try my hardest not to have routines here. I love Sundays here because there's no routine, because it's usually just me. Margaret's usually here. There is, you know, they have food in their dishes from last night. I may not feed them again until 1 or 2. I don't know. I don't like to be on a routine, because when those routines are broken, that causes stress for the animal. So that's why I say keep your animal used to change. Okay? I'm not going to assume I'm going to get the same behavior because the environment has changed. Okay? So it's simple things like this that we overlook. I'm not going to assume Rico's going to be okay with these on my face. Rico is what I would call sensitive. He reacts easily in desirable or undesirable ways pretty quick. So all I'm doing with Rico, hi, is training his comfort level with my glasses on. Now, I would not go in his cage right now because I would guarantee you I would probably get bit. So what I'm doing is training through the cage bars and reading that body language and pairing change with a positive reinforcer. I don't know if you guys see it. I see body language change there. Slower. He's paying closer attention when my fingers come in the cage, and so am I. Okay? When I put on my glasses, his head fluffed up. These are small antecedents to behavior we should all be watching with any animal. Rocky! What do you think, Sook? What'd you think, Rock? So this is one of the ways I teach a drop it. I don't know if he'll do it this morning. What you thinking, Rock? I may take these off. There he is. What do you think? So can we see him? Let's see if he'll drop that bead for me. You still have that bead in your mouth? Can you drop it? But this is how I teach him a drop it, because everybody loves to grab my iPhone. You still have that bead in your mouth? Oh, he's gonna give me a foot target. All right, that's fine. You touch? Good. Okay, so now that piece of enrichment, take this off. That piece of enrichment, very small, but a lot of times you can tell with an animal if they have a history of being enriched or being provided with enrichment or not. Thank you guys for sharing the live stream. I appreciate that. Anyways, I can't expect just because a piece of enrichment is being interacted with one animal, I can't assume that it will be interacted with the same or enjoyed the same with another animal. That is why I do not like certain types of labels for toys. Because, hey Daphne, because I think it sets a lot of people up and their animals up for failure. Animals are just as individual as we are, and their enrichment is as well. So when I first start enriching, trying to provide enrichment to an animal, let me turn this around, I'll show you an example. I watch. What do they interact with? How are they moving? How does their body move? Do they, we just did a live stream the other day about Kronos is starting to climb. So we're going to provide, we have enrichment in here for him to climb. So one of the first things I'll do when I provide enrichment for an animal is watch how they move. That is also a lot of times how I can tell, hi. A lot of times how I can tell, and I hate doing this, but when I start interacting with somebody's animal, on several occasions I've had to say, do you know your dog is blind in its left eye? Or do you know the animal cannot hear? Because once you start interacting and observing behavior, watching how they move, watching how they function, you can start to tell different things about that animal. I know Karen's on here. I don't know. There's a potential that we may be working with another animal here that's not sure if there is some type of concern with it. It will be temporary, but stay tuned. We will let you know with that. Right, Rico? But anyways, I want to talk, since it's quiet, I'm going to take advantage of this. A lot of times I see in different facilities, organizations, whatever, lack of enrichment. And I will inquire why there's no enrichment in that animal's house, crate, enclosure, whatever you want to call them. And a lot of times I will hear because for safety reasons. And I understand there's a lot of precautions that need to be taken with different types of enrichment. I know. And I've, there's different ways to be cautious about it. And it's individualized. I know a couple of animals that have died because of the enrichment provided, and some that this piece of enrichment has been safe for years. Enrichment is not 100% safe. Life isn't 100% safe. So what we do when we watch, ROCKY is going to blow again. What we do when we watch an animal with enrichment, one of the first things we do is just watch closely and make sure the animal's not ingesting the enrichment unless it's a part of the enrichment that is supposed to be ingested. So right here, behavior change. Instead of waiting for the undesired behavior to happen, redirect it before it gets a chance to happen. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Because once I try to redirect it after the undesired behavior, hey Tina, has already started, then you're probably reinforcing the undesired behavior. Does that make sense? So if you're trying to change the behavior of the dog barking, you don't wait for the dog to start barking. That's why I tell people, if the dog has already started barking, you've lost your opportunity to change the behavior. Hey, Sylvia, good morning. So a couple awesome dog trainers just joined, Tina Ferner and Sylvia. So anyways, it doesn't mean you can't change the behavior. You've just lost that opportunity to change that behavior right now. So before the bark happens, before the scream happens, that is what you want to focus on. So those antecedents are there, like I just said, ROCKY. is getting ready to blow. How could I tell? I could start seeing him pacing back and forth. That's okay. So that's Coco. And why am I listening to that? I'm trying to figure out if he's saying something, because it almost sounds like he's saying pretty bird. Coco does scream quite a bit. We are in the process of changing that behavior. So what I'm doing, and Sharon, if you're still on here, Sharon said, do you ever not train? No, I don't. Because I always say, if that animal can see, hear, or smell you, you are training it whether you realize it or not. The key question is, what are you training it to do? So, it's easy for us to get caught in the same enrichment over and over and over. Yeah, I know, Sylvia. Quincy, come here. Come here. This is one thing that we do, and we've got a conditioned reinforcer here. One thing that we do, this is easy for us. I need to make enrichment easy for us, because it's that, and that's what we do, is we'll get a bunch of pieces put together, because then when we shape, I'll do this in the Snow project. I'll show you how I train Snow, the deaf and blind dog. So we just stuff this with dog food. We'll stick different types of dog treats in here, and then we freeze it. So we freeze this for Milo, the pig. This is easy. We need enrichment here to be easy for us. Hey, Deb. But it's also easy. The more easy it is for us, usually the easier it is for the animal, the more predictable, and probably the more boring, most boring. So let's see. If we don't have any stuff with dog food, this is just mostly vegetables, which is for Milo. But let's take this in, because I do want to do some things with Snow for you. Here she is. This is that behavior. I know I got a couple dog trainers in here. Let me turn this camera around. For Nancy, I'm reading your comment. Yeah. Yeah, Diane, what I said about you're always training. Yeah, you're always training. Whether that animal can see, hear, or smell you, you're always training. The key question is, what are you training it to do? And Sharon had asked me, this is the behavior I'm focusing on that I want to change. Sharon had asked me, do you ever stop training? I'm like, no, because I'm always listening, watching for a changing environment. Give the animals something else to do. Hey, Michelle. So, you know, this is repetitive for her, and I hate this. I hate this. So we are putting some enrichment plans together this week. I've already been doing a little bit of research to try to figure out something different for her to do. Ashley, you missed snow. So I've been gone for the past 8 days, and Snow is not easy to take care of. She is one of the most complex animals we have here. So I did it, and I did it big time. So this is a behavior with her I want to change. So she's deaf and blind, so I have to work with her other senses. And let me just show you. I know, oh, I'm just gonna poop. I'll show you some of the things I do with her. So she's starting to chase her tail a lot, and I want to change that. So those of you in the Snow Project have seen me, how I'm training her to fetch. So I blow a little bit before she gets to me, because that tells her I am here. She'll be able to smell me anyways, and you can tell by her body language. She's like, oh. So she's got a nice little scab on her head because she ran into something. So can you sit? So she sat. Good. There's her bridge. She knows her reinforcer's coming. Bam. Bam. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I do like to create a challenge. A lot of times when people interact and provide enrichment with animals, they make it too easy. The animal drops it, they go pick it up and give it back to them. I'm like, no, let them go get it. Because it takes up time. So this is one of the things we're doing in the Snow Project with her. So she's wanting this interaction. I can tell by her body language, and that's exactly what I want with her. I tell the volunteers here, yeah, I could, Sylvia, hang on. I tell the volunteers here, we need to engage with her at least 10 minutes of every hour, because some of the behaviors she's showing of this chasing or this running repetitively, so much so that her tongue hangs out, and you can tell it's all turning into looks like an abnormal repetitive behavior. It's from lack of engagement. So I'm trying to get back on track. So she's looking for me. Yes. And the more I engage with her, the less I see that consistent repetitive running, which will turn into tail chasing, because it's starting to now. I was just talking to another dog trainer last week while I was in the Keys about when I see repetitive tail chasing. Okay, so yeah, so Sylvia says, could I hide some toys for her? Yes. And one of the things, I really need to bump up her complexity out here. Good. So let me show you, if I wanted to introduce her to something new. Hang on, sweetie. So I just gave her a body touch that lets her know I'm moving, I'll be back. There's a piece of enrichment that we have out here that we use for Milo. I would like to introduce it to Snow, so let me take you with me. What you think? You're quiet when I'm not in here, huh? Let me get my treat pouch on. There's Coco. So I'm just taking advantage of opportunities. Kevin, your deaf bulldog does the same running. If not engaged, I notice his anxiety increases tremendously. Kevin, I don't know if you're aware of our deaf dog project. I know we got a couple different people in here that are in our deaf dog project. You may want to check it out. Yes, yeah, and I'm focusing on the anxiety. But anyways, I just want to take advantage of this opportunity. Coco was just sitting here eating. Sorry, had a phone call come in. Coco was just sitting here eating. That's a behavior many people would just pass up and walk by. I stopped and, what's she doing, Coco? Hi, Coco. What I pay attention to, I don't care if it's a bird, dog, whatever. What are you eating? Why are you eating that? How are you eating that? What is the shape, the size of what you're eating? Because he's starting to eat a new food that he has not been on before, and he's starting to eat that more and more. That piece of food is going to start being put into a foraging toy and shaped as a new form of complexity. What? Tickle, 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 tickle. What? So anyways, does that make sense? Because if I can get him eating a piece of food that takes him longer now to eat it, because he's got to tear it apart. Conditioned reinforcer. Let's put the tree pouch on. Quincy's like, I'm sitting. Coco! If I can make that enrichment last longer, it's taking up time and it's occupying. I'll be right back, Rock. Quincy, you want to come with me? So is she out here whining? She is. She didn't know where I went, huh? How you doing, precious? How's that? Identifying reinforcers, the sunshine. Get you a better view of that, because that's spectacular. How's that food? Anyways, so Snow was out here whining. I'm gonna pay attention to that. She's whining. Why is she whining? We were just playing. Could that insinuate that she was enjoying the play? So these two cannot interact with each other. Here is, we take leftover parrot food and we freeze it and we stick it in toys. And that is how Milo gets his fruits and vegetables for the day. Okay, so I could provide that in a dish, which would be gone in probably about 15 seconds, or I could provide this in a foraging toy, which is now going to take, that'll probably occupy the next 20 minutes of his time. Because I can't just expect him to be okay in this room. Most of these things on the floor are all foraging toys. Pigs love to eat. Something else we do here as a form of enrichment is we keep environments changing. Bam, we'll put Milo, good morning Vicky, there's another awesome dog trainer. We'll put Milo out in the center. We'll bring Snow in here. We keep those environments changing. Also, that also helps when we bring different animals in here. It brings different scents in here, because the longer a pig stays in a particular room, the more they will not, they're likely to not accept other animals in that room. We can't have that here. We have too many animals and it'd be too dangerous of a situation. Hey, Adrienne, it's good to be back. So anyways, when we can bring Snow in here, it gets different smells in here, and it desensitizes Milo to the smell of a new animal. And we've been working in the we've been showing this in the pig project and the snow project. Milo will attack Snow. Snow is our deaf and blind dog. So there's training we're doing. I am training Milo. When you see Snow, walk in the other direction, and he's doing it. And then I'll give Snow a body signal that tells her sit, stay. Milo is in close proximity, and she will lay at my feet, and she will not move until I give her the cue to get up. That is how I keep both animals safe, period. Now let's see. You were so good. You've been so good. You didn't scratch on her door. Yeah. So let me take you down here and let's show Snow a new form of enrichment. So watch her. See, I just told her I'm here. I'm here. There you are. Where are you? Let's go. Let's go this way. I'm working on teaching Snow to heel. So I'm going to, hopefully my internet connection is safe and strong down here, because I want to show you this. This is something that we did find off of Brain Games for Dogs, but we had it built for a pig. And I forgot to bring my tripod down here because I was going to put this up and show you how we do this. So this is something, look at Quincy. She hasn't used this in years and she remembers. You can do it. She knows it. She's staring at my hand because it's in the treat bag. Snow's like, do I smell something? So this is what I actually want to train Snow to interact with this. Where'd she go? See if we can get her over here. Hey, come over here. Good. I just bridge out loud from people watching. Okay, Quincy just got that. Good. What I do, and come over here. Good. Come over here. Come. Good. So Snow has one eye is just, there's no eye in one of the sockets, and then the other eye is partially formed. She can see, she can tell there's an object in front of her if there's a really bright light, and if I try to move in front of her, she can see approximately. But I would still consider her blind. So I'm using Quincy kind of as a lure. There's one there. So Quincy understands this. I gotta tell Snow what to do because she's sitting here waiting for information. She's communicating with me. So something else I could do is I could start giving her treats in bottles, set the bottle on the ground in front of her if I want to shape the behavior of her interacting with this enrichment toy. And that's probably what I'll start doing. And then make sure that she can really smell that in there. And I should probably put Quincy in another room. Good. Here you go. So anyways, yeah, this is pretty cool. So it's adjustable. This is for when we can take this apart. This is a PVC pipe. Put it down here for smaller animals. You're cleaning the bird room and watching, and my birds are watching you, and the dogs for enrichment. It's funny. Hey, Quincy, let's get everybody screaming. So I don't want to miss this opportunity. She smells those treats in there. So I can start focusing on this. And a lot of times when people come over here and see Snow, they would have no idea she's deaf and blind. You know why? Because she's well trained. She's well trained. And so many times I get from people that, let's see, we've got one person in the Deaf Dog Project that they got their dog from a shelter and the shelter didn't even know the dog was deaf. That's somewhat understandable. Okay, so she's looking. She's searching for information. But anyways, we use this with the pig. Thanks for sharing the video. Thanks for sharing the live stream, Vicki. Anyways, hopefully a lot of this makes sense. One main thing I want to say, and I always say it, keep your animal used to change. Your animals will thank you for it. You do that at the animal's pace. Oops, sorry. We were having enrichment out here last night. You do that at the animal's pace. All right? Keep them used to change. And like I said, behavior isn't easy, so you can't expect enrichment to be easy. We build enrichment here in levels of complexity. We make it super easy in the beginning to make sure the animal understands, and then we slowly increase that complexity. Because if we increase that complexity, it occupies more time. And then number one, for me, key important factor in enrichment is it keeps the animal learning and it builds confidence. It empowers them. Nancy, I am refusing to change out of these shoes. These are one of the pair of shoes that I wore in Florida, and I still have a burn on my legs. I'm refusing, and we're supposed to get 4 to 5 inches of snow tomorrow, so I may have to put the boots back on. But this is something else. Sylvia, if you're still here, this is something else I do for Snow, is I toss treats out in the grass. Anyways, with that being said, I think our hour is up. Hopefully this live stream was very beneficial for you, for people that you're trying to talk to. Feel free to share it with them, the importance of enrichment. It empowers the animal. It builds confidence. So many of the animals that I work with don't have, by the time I get them, they don't have a lot of confidence. And I build that confidence through training. I shape it. I build it through enrichment. And I empower that animal and train that animal. They'll thank you for it. They will. All right, guys. With that being said, take a look at our website, theanimalbehaviorcenter.com. You'll see some things starting to change. We've got the shelter support network that we've just started. So for those of you that are working with animals, in shelters or animals that are adopted out, we have a private group just for you with information. We just started a new activity in level 1 that is supposed to be, it's going to be pretty cool. I designed it. We are going to be reviewing a research paper and doing a public discussion about it, following the work of B.F. Skinner and his work with animals. And it includes people getting involved in the activity and doing the training themselves. And it will end with me training a few things that B.F. Skinner had said are for more skilled trainers. And I'm going to take a couple of things that he said that he gives examples of how to train some pretty complex behaviors, and I'm going to do it live. So anyways, thanks for joining another episode of Coffee with the Critters. I think we are going on pretty much 2 years every Sunday morning. If you guys hear, what's the website for the B.F. Skinner Project? It is located within my membership. And you can see my memberships and the projects on theanimalbehaviorcenter.com, or just message me. They are also located right here on the Animal Behavior Center's Facebook page. If you click to the left I think you'll see something called a tab called training, and it'll open up and show you about the projects and the memberships. So yeah, if you have any questions or if you see things, you have topics that you would like, I like that behavior. I like that behavior. So yes, I'm always watching behavior, even if it's in through my phone, through the viewfinder on my phone. If you have topics you want to see covered, shoot me an email. Let me know. All right, I gotta go. Sandy's here. See you guys. Have a great week.